The TAITO EGRET II mini arcade console measures in at 8.2 inches tall. It weighs over 4 pounds and has a 5-inch rotating screen. Rotates horizontal as well as vertical for portrait mode, tape mode gameplay. This truly is the biggest of the mini arcade consoles released so far. Now, this product has been out for a long time. You've probably seen a lot of YouTube reviews for it, so I'm going to keep my review here kind of short and quick for you guys. As you can see here, I'm demonstrating the rotating screen, and it does rotate on the fly when you're in the middle of a game. You can easily flip from horizontal mode Space Invaders to vertical mode Space Invaders, and this works for all the games. I passed on this unit originally due to its high cost. We're talking mid-200s, especially if you want to pick up the additional optional separate controllers that they sell for this device. I mean, now you're pushing over $300 if you want to get the full bundle with everything included. I myself saw that this was on sale on Amazon for $199, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. The unit does come with a USB-C to USB power cable. You do need to provide your own power adapter, HDMI ports, 2 USB ports for plugging in those optional controllers, as well as a headphone jack on the back of the device. I was happy to see some additional goodies inside the box when I received my unit. For starters, they did give us an HDMI cable. Always nice when the companies provide this. Wish they had also provided an AC adapter, but hey man, I guess it is what it is. Taking a look here, they also provided all these optional stickers. You could stick these anywhere you want, or you could redecorate your arcade unit if you choose to. So it's really up to you if you want to use these or not. These are some pretty decent quality stickers to put on top of your arcade. And then, of course, the final thing included is you get all these cards. Well, what are all these cards? All these cards are different marquees. There's a plastic marquee slot that you could plug into the top of the machine, which I'll show you here shortly. And for all 40 games included on this arcade cabinet, they gave you about 40 different marquees, so you can put whatever marquee you want on the unit. For example, one of my favorite games included on this console is Elevator Action and Elevator Action Returns. Love the Elevator Action Returns marquee. I slid it into the plastic slot, and then you just snap this into the top of the device. You'll notice there's 4 little mini lights underneath the marquee, so when it's powered on, it'll kind of illuminate the marquee just a little bit. Underneath the marquee, you'll have dual speakers. Yep, 2 speakers. Now, the volume on this thing, though, is not that loud. That is one complaint I have. I expected the volume to be a little bit better on this thing. Even at max volume, it's not that great, but the light-up marquee looks really good. Now, there's all kinds of swappable joysticks you can buy, you know, trackball spinners. The TAITO went all out. There's all kinds of options you can get with this particular arcade machine. Taking a look at just the included joystick, if you are going to play this in handheld, tabletop, desktop mode, the joystick itself, I wasn't that impressed with. I mean, it's okay. It does the job. I think the Sega joystick on like the Astro City Mini felt better. When it comes to the button quality, A, B, C, D, E, F, player 1 start, player 2 start, and the menu button, which is the white button, all these buttons felt exactly the same as every other console, no complaints. Joystick, a little lacking. And I just wish my camera could really capture how good the screen looks. So this is definitely a big win for TAITO on this particular device. I am impressed with the screen myself personally. I think the colors look great. They look a little washed out, but that's because of my camera. In person, the blacks look deep black. The colors are vibrant. I found the user interface a little bit boring, especially for the high cost of this product, and you could tell a lot of love and care went into it. But now when it comes to user interface, we got this really boring, predominantly black background with just a TAITO EGRET arcade machine. And it is nice that, you know, when you scroll up and down the list of games, when you pause on a game, it'll show you if it's a horizontal or vertical game, so you know whether or not you should rotate the screen to get the best experience. But that's about it, man. Like, it's not that flashy or pretty to look at. I think they could have done better with the user interface. When it comes to options, you can organize the 40 games. That's right, 40 classic TAITO games are included on here. You can organize them by the year they were released in alphabetical order, or you could add games to a favorite list and just check out your list of favorites. You could also go into the different console settings. You could adjust the volume. I have it on 5, and when I give you a little gameplay here in a minute, you'll notice it's really not that loud. Brightness levels you can adjust. Also different language settings. You could put whether or not you want to have a pixel smoothing filter on, or if you want to just keep the pixel perfect settings. I always keep the pixel perfect. You could reset the factory defaults, read all the legal notices, copyright stuff. If you're really having a hard time sleeping at night, all that goodness. Once again, there are 40 games included, and if you're a big fan of Taito arcade games like I am, if you have a favorite or a couple of favorites, odds are they've been added to this collection. These are 40 of the best Taito games they've ever released. As you kind of go down here in alphabetical order, we're not going to show you every single game. We don't have time to go through 40 games, but what I can tell you is all the games I've played run and look and perform very, very well on this mini console. I haven't noticed any real major software type, emulation type issues, and I've probably played at least, I don't know, about 25, 30 of the games, hop in, play a couple minutes, hop out, as I've been testing this over the last couple of days. Now, when you go to launch a game, when you select it from the main menu, you'll see that you have 4 save states. That's right, so you can save your progress on some of these games if you choose to. That's an awesome addition, having save states, as well as all your button mapping controls, and a little description of the game will be displayed. You could also enter the game settings. That's right, every single game has its own batch of dip switch settings, so there's all kinds of stuff you can play with, hop in for each particular game. And don't be afraid to try something new. Maybe you haven't played it before. You might end up liking it. This is some ray gun type game, vertical shooting game that's on this console that I've never played before. And guess what? I really love it. It was a lot of fun checking it out on this arcade machine. But there are so many great games on here, from Puzzle Bobble to Roston to your Space Invaders to your Elevator Action Series, Bubble Bobble, Shack and Pop, like all your favorites. And what's really cool is if you want to use the separate controllers that they sell separately and use the HDMI out, yes, you could plug this into a TV and play this on your television sets or a separate monitor, which is really, really cool. But I gotta tell you, out of all the desktop arcade machines I've had, and I've had them all, the Neo Geo, the Sega Astro City, all the, New Wave toy stuff. What's really cool is I actually felt really, really comfortable playing on this thing with the size of the unit, because this unit is just so much bigger than all the other units. This thing is a really good size for a desktop, tabletop, bar top type mini arcade, compared to some of the other ones where it's really hard sometimes to play. And I think that just the sheer size of this unit, the joystick isn't that great and the sound isn't that great, but everything else is pretty great in my opinion. The rotating screen, the size of the unit. I'm a pretty guy. I got pretty big hands. And as you can see here, I'm not crowded. I'm not trying to really squeeze my hands in there like when you try to play on the actual other mini consoles that are out there in the market. I had plenty of room to play and enjoy these games. And it was really, really cool in my opinion. Now, once again, I did get this on sale for $199 off of Amazon. It's back up to its normal retail price at $229. I definitely wouldn't want to spend way over $200 for this unit, so I was happy to get it at $199. I bet if we wait even longer, you'll see as it sits on the Amazon shelves, you'll see that it'll probably go on another big sale probably later this year. So if you're thinking about picking this up, anytime you can get it less than $200, I think you should pull the trigger. While it's over $200, I wouldn't, especially if you plan on buying all those additional different controllers and paddles and spinners. They have all kinds of optional controllers you could pick up for this thing. So, if you're going to really invest in it, wait until you can get it on a deep discount. But I do think it's absolutely worth it. I really, really like this mini console. It's actually I actually like this more than the Sega Astro City Mini, man. And that was my favorite up until I got my hands on this thing. The size, the screen, and everything else, the gameplay, the emulation, everything is a win in my book, and I really like this product. So that's what I think, but I want to know what you think. Give me your thoughts, feedback, reactions below. If you enjoyed the review, give me a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing.